some questions I have for both Mr. Kumaravel and for Mr. Shahnawaz. You know, sir, what I have observed is that whenever we have gone for expansion, and you know, every time it is said that we are many countries in one country and so on. But honestly, is the business that different that, you know, I mean, you are there in the south, you're there in the west, you're also making fast inroads into north. Do you feel as an entrepreneur and as somebody who's heading the brand, are we really that different, or is the business DNA as different as, let's say, going to another country or in terms of going to a different region in India? Where is the equation stand in terms of saying many countries in one country? What is so different about, I mean, and barring the people and language, etc., but from a business standpoint, what do you say is stopping us from going to the next region?
No, I think the business is not different. It is the same across the country. In fact, I would even qualify saying that it is across the world only this business has got more similarities than differences. So to that extent, I would feel that the business is by and large. Whereas in promotion techniques, what we use or the language what we use to communicate, that kind of little tweaking may be required. By and large, if you look at it as a business opportunity, whether I would feel even in America, they are using the same only haircut, pedicure, manicure, facial. I think here also the same thing. When it comes to bridal makeup, the kind of makeup what we use or the kind of makeup what they use will be different. Otherwise, I am seeing more similarities. It is the entrepreneur's inability to adopt to the little tweaking required which is in the market, which is making us all struggle. I think if we are prepared and we step back a little and plan for the individual area, I think we should be able to look at any market and take that market. There is no, if we can operate in one market, any other market, we should be able to make it successful.
Sure. Do you have a different view on this? I mean, do you...
I think completely what Mr. Kumar is saying is absolutely right. It's a business, is the same across, whether it's a South India or it's a South of Africa. It's the same business. It's providing services to the consumer, and it's all about consumer experience. What stops us from going from a regional level player to a national level player is all about having the right resources with you, which is nothing but a investment in the mankind to create that kind of a experience to take the business forward. That's the whole thing which is stopping.
So if I understand, talent is not really a problem in this industry. I find, you know, pretty much every stylist is good and they know their job. So why is it that every time I see a lot of entrepreneurs or salon owners saying that talent is a huge issue? So if talent is a huge issue, or iteration, or I would say, is a huge issue, which is all right, which is there in many industries. It's there in teaching also. It is there in restaurants also. So why is it a big issue? That is not stopping a restaurateur to go out and open more restaurants just because the chef is not present. So my point is, why is the inhibition with the talent so much in the industry?
No, I think partly to do with the industry has evolved overnight very fast. In terms of our ability to put a plush salon or great equipments, good quality products, these all have come very easy. Whereas from a hairdresser point of view or a beautician point of view, India is very, culturally it is still looked at as a caste-based, caste plays a very important role. It's still a taboo industry. We need to give credibility to the hairdressers and the beauticians and the stylists. And once that is given by all of us, I think the more and more the so-called normal people should join this industry. And once they join it, I think the talent pool will increase multifold. As of now, it is a concern area. I think we all have the responsibility to address it and give credibility to the stylists and the beauticians and the hairdressers who are in the field.
Sure.
If I have to just add to what Mr. Kumar has said in this regard is, the hotels, yes, you don't stop opening a new hotel or the chain of the restaurant because you have, I don't know how many, but more than 100 schools, hotel schools in India, business hotel management schools. How many can we count in India for the hairdressing schools? How many has been affiliated schools where you choose the people from, where you go and get the people from? So it is a time when we talk about the skilled employment. Yes, it's still a taboo. It's still a taboo becoming a hairdresser. But I think it was more towards the last decade than in this decade. If you look at it, like lots of family people and this childs are joining the industry. If you go and look into the good academies, whether it's a Tony and Guy Academy or a Sassoon Academy, people are going from India. I know a couple of, at least more than 10 people, youngsters, who have completed their graduation and the MBAs and went to Sassoon and Tony and Guy in London and studied a complete graduation, came back just to start up a right salon. So yes, it has been a taboo, but it's changing very frequently. It's all about creating the opportunity into the industry, which is there, but giving the right platform, which will make the changes further. And more people will come. But if they come also, today, if there are 1,000 students ready to join the hair industry, which school they will choose from? What is the guarantee when they choose their school, the right level of accredited education they will get? And also it will be recognized across the industry, and they will also get a job. Though this industry is as such, if you joined as a student, there's a 100% job guarantee which is there. But who is taking a leap to do that?
Would you like to take that up? Why is there a gap in terms of why we're not giving the stylist his due right? I mean, you know, because obviously there's a big job opportunity out there. There's a market out there. I mean, as probably just doing a plain BA to becoming a stylist or doing a diploma or a degree for becoming a stylist at least ensures me a job. A simple BA does not ensure me a job. So why do you think particularly the stylist has not been given his due in the industry? What is stopping us from doing that? You know, on the contrary, I see restaurants have given more mileage to their chefs, and the people actually walk into that restaurant for that chef.
No, I partially agree and I partially disagree. One is we need Indian role models in stylists. We don't require international salons or the academies to teach us how we should cut our hair and how we should conduct our business. What we is required is more of Javed Habibs and more of the Indian hairdressing role models is what is the need of the hour. If they see somebody closer, if I see somebody in Washington DC, I may not be able to associate with them. If I see somebody closer to me, I would want to be like him. I think that is what is required. In the, salon entrepreneurs, there are enough and more of people. Whereas in the stylist, I think we need more and more role models because most of the people are dropouts from schools. Very few we have qualified people who have finished the degree or who have looked at this business as a passion. That is a very minuscule percentage. Let's for a moment, let's keep them away. Let's look at a larger number what is required for this industry, which is we need to get people, that's what I say, the qualification required to enter into this business is they should be able to smile. There is nothing other qualification required. Every other skill can be taught to them. And they should like this industry. If we can identify, if we can give some credibility saying that, I was meeting some hairdresser, not even hairdresser, a hair trainer of a very, a big brand. He says he is finding difficult to get alliance firm. The society is like that because when he says what is he doing, he's a hairdresser and hair trainer, there is suddenly the family circle, etc. puts a block and he is unable to move in the society. And that's a fact. And we need to move over that. We need to cross that bridge. I'm not saying, if you say that it is not there, I think we are fooling ourselves. But I'm not saying it is not crossable. I'm only saying let's be aware of the problem and give some credibility and some this thing to the stylist and the beautician and let them be showcased a bit. And once they are showcased, they are accepted in the society. Yeah, I fondly recall the US had a similar incident, or the Marines had a problem at US at one point of time. And all the dropouts were part of the Marine and nobody was joining the Marines. And then US government came with a campaign which said, I am a Marine, I am very creative, I am very individualistic, I am on my own. That kind of statement made the entire people to join that. Something like that the government has to do, we as an industry has to do. I think we have to give credibility to the stylist is what I say.